Hanover Doctor killed in crash. Hi again and welcome. This is Links 007 TV News Report, and we'll be right back with the full details to come. Welcome to Links 007 TV News Report, providing you with the best in local and international news updates. This is a place where you can get the most reliable and informative news information. Links 007 TV News Report. Welcome back and thanks for joining us. This is Links 007 TV News Report. Dr. Brendan Dixon, who worked at the Hanover Health Department in Lucy, was killed in a motor vehicle crash along the Orange Bay Main Road in the parish earlier yesterday. According to reports, Dr. Dixon was driving a Toyota Axia motor car when it collided into a truck in the vicinity of the Orange Bay housing scheme. When the police arrived on the scene, Dr. Dixon was seen lifeless in the car while the truck driver was not found. The Green Island police are currently investigating the matter. Dr. Dixon's death has shocked colleagues at the Lucy Health Department. Links 007 TV will continue to track this story and provide you with the latest information to come on this. Continuing the news. Construction worker killed in St. Mary hit and run. 28-year-old Akeem Daly, a construction worker of Red Hills in St. Andrew, has been killed in a reported hit-and-run along the Hanover Main Road in the parish. Daly received several injuries and was taken to the hospital where he succumbed to his injuries. Investigators are appealing to the driver of the motor car to immediately turn himself into the Arakabesa police station. Anyone with information who can assist investigators is being asked to contact the Area 2 Police Headquarters at 876-975-4196, the Police 119 emergency number, or the nearest police station. Continuing the news, the Police Commissioner, Major General Anthony Anderson, provided several updates on the Constabulary's Force Aggressive Program of Transformation earlier this week. This was during a groundbreaking ceremony for a new police station in Anchovy, St. James. The Commissioner noted that the newly Anchovy police station will be in a long list of policing facilities that have either been renovated overall or newly constructed. This was what the Police Commissioner had to say.
So we're building and expanding infrastructure, but at the same time, just last week we went through our ISO 9001 audit for certification as the ISO 9001 organization. So you'll hear more about it in the coming weeks as that process continues. Hopefully, within a short time, your police force, your JCF, will be that organization, recognized internationally as a quality organization delivering quality services. When that happens, it's not an event, it's a journey. We're just starting. And you have to continue it, and you have to keep it up. It's ambitious, and it's important that when you step out to do big things, not just little things. And so it's ambitious, but we're going to get it done. I'm acutely aware that even as we do all of these things, there's this issue of guns, gunmen, and gangs, ever present, creating mayhem in our society, death and pain. And we never, as a JCF, can lose sight of that, and we never do. Because whereas it is in the public domain, for us it's very real and it's very present. Because we are the ones who wake up every single morning looking at that. And it informs how our day goes, what we have to do. Just this morning, I was with a family in Marvelly who are mourning the loss they had last night in a shooting and murder of some people in Marvelly. So we've deployed there, we're doing all kinds of operations there, and that is what that space requires, and we will continue to do that. That is gang violence, gun violence, and gunmen in action. The good thing is, we responded immediately. We actually had a running gun battle with them, with the criminals. They abandoned the car and escaped, but we have the car in our custody, and that we will apply the science that we have to that, and we will find them. As a matter of fact, already we have a good idea of who may have done it. We may not be able to stop everything, but we'll find you. And we are applying those technologies that we're implementing to the problem. I must say that with our campaign that we've been doing, in our communications campaign, our social media campaign. The reports into Crime Stop have increased by 72%. Massive changes to what we expect, which means we have a public that's coming on board with us. They recognize that as much as we do and change and grow, we still need the public on board with us to get where we want to go. And so the public has responded very well. So I want to just thank any member of the public who has information, supports what we're doing, to close the space that these guns are in, that these gunmen are operating in, and that these gangs are trying to control. We also recognize that we have internal challenges in the organization as well. Some of our members get involved in the same criminalities, the same corruption, so we can't be naive to that. So just this morning, we arrested 12 members of a gang as part of an ongoing gang investigation. Unfortunately, 4 of those persons arrested are our own members. A lot of officers, when this happens, they feel down because why would our members be involved in it? It doesn't. My point is this: it's the JCF arresting them, and it's the JCF ridding ourselves of elements in it that are pulling down all of us. And so as long as we do that, we're on the right path. That is what is important. We're a big organization, probably the biggest single organization in the Caribbean. In that, you'll have the good, the bad, and the others. We, as an organization, cannot rely on anybody else to root out our own problems. We will do it, and where required, we'll arrest our own members and put them before the court. Outward focus, inward focus. Ultimately, rule of law is going to prevail. The first stop I made coming in was at a training session for our supervisory level leadership on domestic violence. The team from Trelawney was going through training here in St. James on domestic violence. In Trelawney, domestic violence, and in other places in the country, can easily transition into other crimes, into murder. That's what we see. Now, as a force, we've had to respond to this, because what we want to do is prevent the murder, not just investigate murders. And for that reason, we opened 6 DV centers last year. Equally as important as opening centers where we can deliver those services and those interventions is to have our members, particularly our supervisors, aware of our policies, aware of the support structures that exist outside of the JCF also, and being able to use the tools, use the law, use the information available to get better outcomes for our citizens who have these kinds of issues. And so it's very important. At the same time as responding to high violence, responding to what's happening internally, we're responding to domestic violence. When I left there, I went to meet with 55 officers who were just trained as school resource officers. The schools are opening up, back to face-to-face, conflicts occur. So we are responding in a very significant way to this challenge that we're facing. So 55 officers just went through training to equip them to get involved in this issue in schools. So part of that is to respond as law enforcers, but an equally significant part of that is to be mentors to the students in the schools. And the officers I spoke with, they definitely saw themselves as that and providing that service. And some of them are, one of the constables is actually running one of our police youth clubs. So it's important that we respond to that as well. This is what your force does. We are an integrated police force that is delivering every single service that policing can offer to a country in Jamaica. That's what we are. That's who we are. This investment that the government is making in the JCF, we have to ensure as an organization that we give a higher than expected return on this investment. And I think we have the men and women who are capable of doing that. This is not just this in isolation. This is part of creating a police force that the country needs, wants, and deserves.
That was the Police Commissioner, Major General Anthony Anderson, provided reporters with an update. The Police Commissioner stated that 21 station managers and line staff from the Area 1 completed training in domestic violence intervention as the JCF seeks to improve the quality of service delivered. Links 007 TV will continue to track this story and provide more information to come on this. Thanks for watching.